Shamanaste, I'm really here today, and I've been here before because of this issue. These night crises that I have, they have worsened. They've gotten more severe, and now a lot of times they're lasting all night, where daylight comes and I'm still having the crisis. It's a pain in the middle of my chest, it's in my heart chakra, and I've been having this for years. And it's getting to a point that I'm getting desperate. I'm losing hope.
Mm. What we want to say to you is this, dear one. You have had moments in your life where it has subsided and it has not affected you. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
And are you able to discern what triggers that from when you do not feel it and when you do feel it? Has there been a trigger of fear of fill in the blank? Because it is all fear.
No, not that I can relate. No, not always. No. There have been times in my life that have been more difficult that I've really related to that. But there have also been times where things are peaceful and it's still happening. So not always, no.
And this pain that you feel, it is manifested from the years of pain that you have endured, and also from other energies that come to be attracted to that pain as well. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And when you speak out loud to this pain and you keep it outside of yourself, in other words, when you speak to it, you can talk to the pain as it is another energy, it is another entity, and it is not within your energy field. And what you can say out loud is, I choose not to feel this now. I choose not to have you here. You are not part of me. And you have that ability to do that. Do you talk out loud to it?
Yeah, I have asked, why are you here? What are you trying to tell me?
And instead of asking that now, what we suggest you do when you feel it is you say, you keep it outside of yourself and say, this pain is not mine. I choose to not feel this now. And I send you to the divine light. I choose not to feel you right now. And you are not welcome here. In other words, being more declarative with your statements, being very clear that you have the ability to release that from your field, you see. And what has happened is that the pain and the hole that you have had in your heart has been hurting, and the fear has become almost third dimensional when it is in your space. And that's why we call it another energy, because it has been there off and on for a long time in this lifetime. And what you can do and say is, I choose not to feel you. I choose not to have you here. You are not welcome. And instead of perhaps asking questions and getting into a conversation with it, what we suggest is definitely call it an it, and this pain is outside of you. When you call it outside and you say, this is not real, you are not real, and this is not allowed in my space, and you must be gone. And talk to it out loud and say, I choose not to feel you now. We know that you have many things in trying to let this go. And you have checked it out with, shall we say, the medical community, yes?
Yes.
And what is the thought there? What is
Well, I've had my heart checked several times in my lifetime, and there's never been an issue that they could find.
And sometimes it is in your gut and your heart.
Well, I had my gut checked. It's been several years, and again, they didn't find anything there.
And instead of engaging it into the question of why are you here and what do you want, what we suggest you do is be very declarative and speak it out loud and say, I choose to not feel you. You are not allowed here anymore. You must leave. Have you been declarative with it?
Well, now that I think about it, I probably have not.
You are in control of this, dear one.
I don't feel that at all. I feel like that is in control of me completely,
Indeed.
especially because I go into when it starts and then it continues, and I'm feeling that I get into a panic mode, and it's like it consumes me completely.
Indeed. And when that starts to happen, instead of saying, oh no, here it comes again, oh no, and you start panicking, instead of having that be your first thought, what we suggest you do is you become a warrior. You become a spiritual warrior, a maternal warrior. In other words, where you would fight anybody that laid their hands on your child, that you would be that maternal instinct of you are not going to hurt this person, and become that spiritual warrior. And you do have control, dear one. In other words, what you have to say out loud is, you are not welcome here. I choose for you to leave now. You must go to the divine light now. I choose not to feel you. And to say that with conviction and actually see it leaving your space. Because again, what we have found is that when you have chronic pain, or when you have fears that come in the form of other things, or terror, or isolates themselves within your body, you do have the ability to release them, and you have to do it with conviction, because it is attached, you see. And if you look at it that you are taking it away from your physical body and from your etheric body and your emotional body, you are choosing and saying, this is my body and you must leave now. And do it with conviction, and actually see it as another energy or another entity that you can control. It puts you in control, dear one.
So that was going to be my question. Is this an entity?
It is, in other words, both. It is what we are saying is there are thought forms that occur when you have something that happens frequently to your body, or that you see or feel or do. Oftentimes they can take on their own energy.
I see.
They can take on the energy of pain or fear or darkness. And it is a thought form that can form from it. It is being fed, you see. You keep feeding it from saying, when you ask questions, why are you here? Or the next stage is when you're talking to it, you're actually giving it a form. And you have control over that form if you look at it from that perspective. In other words, you are not the victim here. If you take control with your spiritual warrior self, just like if you were voracious in your ability to not let a child be hurt, there's something that takes over that instinct of you will not hurt this person anymore. You will not be here anymore, and I will fight you. So, in other words, there is a warrior, spiritual warrior essence that you have within you. And to activate that warrior and to say, no, you are not welcome here and you must leave. And if you continue to do that, it dissipates the energy of that thought form. It dissipates the energy of you are not welcome and you must leave now. And do not be concerned, is this an energy or an entity that I cannot get rid of? Because that's exactly what you think when it is overwhelming you. And that is the
Yeah.
panic, you see. You have your shield, you have your sword. And you can also, if you feel so inclined, call on your angels, Archangel Michael, or any of the energies or warriors to stand by you and say, no more. I do not deserve this and you must be gone. And you can actually see it fleeing from your body and your awareness because it has become a thought form that you have invited or keep inviting it back just from the fact that you know it's there or that the fear of it's going to show up again. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand. Yes.
And if you take that approach of no, you will not pass this way again. You are not welcome here, and you must go to the divine light. And whether it is an energy, an entity, a form, a thing that's in your body, a physical thing, a non-physical thing, it does not matter because you are still in control, you see. Do not try to figure it out from that perspective. Is it real or not real? Because the panic is real. The fear is real until you rethink it.
Yes.
And you can rethink it by saying, I'm in control of this body in this third dimension now. You are not welcome here. And again, remember what has started from that point of view was that feeling of there is a hole in your heart. In other words, there is something that needs to be filled, that there has been a loss. There has been an emptiness. And that is the part for you to focus on in the third dimension is filling yourself up with what you truly deserve, which is unconditional love. And to really focus on that self-love and filling that up for you to do things that require moments of reflection, to do things that allow you to feel the passion of your life force, bringing your life force up, bringing it up from the diminished part because it is timid at times. Because if your life force is turned up, then oh no, that might bring on something else. Or oh no, that will bring on another pain and they'll see me, in other words. And what we want you to know is when you bring your life force up, when you choose to turn it up, and you say, I choose to bring up my life force now, and it is my warrior life force, then nothing can stand in your way to take on anything. And how do you feel?
I can't even express it so much better. I really appreciate you, Shamanaste.
And
Yes.
we want you to live that spiritual warrior life, that you deserve to have your life force up, and you have the ability to say no. And again, the reason why it even started in the first place is filling yourself up with unconditional love and knowing that you are not alone and knowing that you have a host of warriors standing by your side and that you are connected third dimensionally and beyond to many that protect you. And you are the warrior goddess with your shield and your sword. And you say no. And you are here to protect the little one inside of you that has been hurt.